You see, all those things about wanting your people, I want to represent my people and all of that, I don't agree.
Do you have to be Senate President to represent your people at the Senate?
You don't have to. It's about personal interest.
So if the leadership of APC, they are students of history, they won't dabble into what they are doing. They're not students of history. And I can say with due respect to them, they are not good strategists because they have blown it.
I remember being at the Bola Tinubu colloquium, and one of the things that I noticed that when I spoke to a lot of the senators, sitting senators and the senators-elect, a lot of them, almost all of them, really want to go in to push the agenda of the president, and that is majorly the assignment. It feels like majorly the assignment. So in a situation, no, I'm saying, having interacted with some of them, at least even listening to some of the senators, yes, the senators, it seems they are going in to chart the course or whatever it is the president wants to do.
Can I comment on that?
And that's, some people could say it's dangerous.
Okay. Yeah, see, it's not. And it's very simple. Let me tell you why. You see, the president ran on a platform, APC, right? Those APC senators you're talking about ran on a platform, APC. APC has a manifesto, right? It has an agenda. You know, the three cardinal agenda of data administration is not for the executive alone. They plan to fight corruption, right? From 2015 now to the continuation to the next level. They plan to improve the economy. They plan to fight insecurity. Now, is it bad for an APC control house, parliamentary house, to have an agenda that will be to support the agenda of the executive, who was actually voted by the majority of Nigerians?
Okay.
That is their job. They are to cooperate. They are to see. I'm not saying there should be a rubber stamp, or they should just be there to serve at the pleasure of the president. They don't. They are there to serve their representatives.
Exactly, because I was really about to ask, where is the place of the people in this conversation you have? Because
I'm not finished, Gloria.
Okay.
They are there to serve the people, you know, but that doesn't mean it is mutually exclusive with the agenda of the president. If the president's agenda is for the greater good of the people, they should work together. Do we want to have the kind of relationship we had between the executive and the 8th Assembly? Was it good for Nigerians? No. Budgets that will go to this 8th Assembly and will stay for 6-7 months without being worked on because of differences and clashes in personalities of the executive and the leadership of the National Assembly. We need it to be different. If it is not different than the 8th Assembly, do you know who suffers the most? We, the people, will suffer the most if we have the same kind of assembly that we had in the 8th Assembly. That is what we're saying. We need the 9th Assembly to work more better with the executive. We don't need them to be a rubber stamp.
But you do. I'm sorry, before you even respond, listen. I mean, listening as just a Nigerian or as a person who listens to a lot of Nigerians, you do want, of course, a smooth relationship between the executive and the legislature. But you do not want a situation they are so in bed that everything goes. What about the people? Listen, what about the people? Because at the end of the day, you still have to look at policies, how they fit. And you have all agreed that personal interests are playing out here more than the people's interests. So at what point do you draw the line between personal interest and the national agenda?
Can I say this? My observation is that in this instance, the president has even shown to be a better Democrat than most of these people. Ndume said that when the president, so I don't believe that it's the president who is pushing for Lawan. Because when Ndume said that when he went to see the president, he went to see the president, and the president gave him his blessings. Okay? So it shows clearly that, see, the way I see the president, even if a PDP person, if you have access to him and you go to him and tell him that, look, you want to contest for president, he will give you his blessings. That's my take. The president, I think it's some other forces around the president who have special, yes, who have their interest, perhaps not the main cabal that we know. Even the cabal is wider than just the people we know in the presidency. I'll tell you this. The president, talking about the relationship between the 8th Senate and the president, I think it was just somewhere around that the relationship was messed. I don't believe that Saraki came purposely to come and fight the executive. Because I recall in the beginning, Saraki's own ambition was to be Senate president. I think something happened when they took him to code of conduct. That was where the relationship broke down.
I see.
Because I recall when they sent the list of ministers to the Senate, and even when the opposition, the PDP, didn't want someone like Amechi, they walked away, they walked out.
Interesting.
But Saraki still went there and made sure that his nomination was approved.
I see.
Okay, so I think it has to do with the politics of 2023. People will just want to put, the people have started strategizing. There are people in there that are strategists. So they started putting people in places. For the president, he has won his election. He just wants anyone from that place who is going to do things well. And I don't think that it was Saraki's fault.
At the end of the day, it's very much sounds like what is coming through of this entire conversation is the fact that they are a group of men who want to be in control of resources so that they can decide how it's allocated to their friends, their cronies, and then the person
that's what we're saying.
It's not about us. I'm telling you, it feels that way as someone. It feels that way. So the question is, how do we get to that point where these men are able to set aside their personal interests and then work for the people who voted them? Because at the end of the day, they are voted by people in different constituencies.
Yes.
And sometimes it's like when you're in Abuja, you forget your people in the village.
Yes.
It is the people in the villages that voted and decided you're supposed to come to Abuja and speak for us. Yes. So when you look at what is happening at the Senate, you begin to wonder, these people in the villages, are you remembering the girl you are choosing?
Can I tell you the
to
solution?
be the head of?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you, you are actually 90% right. And you see, this is the problem with Nigerian politics, and that is the cost of politics. And this is what politics become. It became a business, a business venture. But if we can remove the attraction in politics, and even, for example, the two houses of parliamentary that we're talking about, why should we even have both houses? One question. Second question, if we must have them, why can't we have a part-time legislative, arm? What are they doing? People that will spend half of the year out of those houses and still collect jumbo allowances and salaries.
Sure.
And exactly, they will take also constituency projects, which they don't take it to the community. They will go back, send their proxies as contractors, get the money. You are very right. So, but when they want to become senators or members of House of Reps, also you go back and check the money they spent. It is mind-blowing and boggling, what they spend. So they see it as an investment. Immediately they get to these two houses, they try to justify and fight for committee chairs of juicy, as they call it.
Anyways, I know this conversation.
So we as the people, if we want that thing to change, that personal interest that legislative members are putting before the national interest, we have to make politics
less attractive. Interesting. All right, we need to go to the House of Reps.
Okay,
yes, we need to go to the House of Reps right now because we know, yes, although not very popular, Dogara has indicated interest that he wants to maintain his seat in the 9th Assembly. We have Bajabiamila, who's very popular at the moment, and who some people feel he was robbed before. Now it's his time to get, this back. We have somebody, a woman, Nkiru from Abia State. We have someone from Imo State who has also indicated interest, and of course we have Bago from Niger State. Now, looking at that, there are so many others, but these are the very prominent ones who are probably basically jostling for this. In the House of Representatives, who do you see as going in there to be the speaker?
Well, predictably, like in the 8th Assembly, I told a few friends when they were counting that Femi was not going to emerge as speaker, because this is about strategy, like I said. I'm a strategist, it's a game of chess, you just play it on the board, right? The reason why Femi cannot emerge as speaker is simple.
Cannot?
No, he can't emerge. You know why? Where is he coming from?
Let me
give him analysis, all right?
In politics,
who is pushing him?
No impossibility.
Who is pushing him, right? Who is pushing him? It's not APC party that is pushing him. It's again Bola Ahmed Tinubu that is pushing him. Here a man that is from the southwest. If the party ends up zoning the speakership to the southwest, look at the states you have from the southwest. Everybody, the man from Ogun State or your state, Ondo State, they will ask questions privately. Why must it be Lagos State? You see why I say people are not good strategists? And bear in mind, Tinubu will not be in that chamber that day. The people that will vote, bear in mind this, no matter their party line, they are friends. A lot of them have crossed carpets, they are friends. They will talk to themselves the night before. Say, this is where we are going. And they will vote, and they will know the outcome. And the party leaders will just be looking. The question you ask yourself, why if there is only the party, why is anybody interested in a particular person? What is about that person? It is not for pecuniary gains. It's about one must it be in the southwest. One must it be fairly.
So if Bajabia and Miller probably, according to you, will not get.
Yes.
I'm still using the word probably because nothing is impossible. Like you said. Who are the possible candidates? I mean, people don't see the PDP. It doesn't see Dugard getting it back because obviously 200 APC House of Representatives outweigh 170.
Party zones. You know why I say that? You know I was saying that.
Okay,
there is a night of June, right? At the end of the day, all that the opposition party, you remember what I said? The opposition party, that is the pattern. They will vote en bloc. They will just wait and look at those that will. No, listen. You know, they keep on saying, you know, I said they are not students of history. They are not students of history. You will all watch them fail. They will crumble like a pack of cards again. Because people just watch out for those that are against and they will have a secret meeting with them and say, we'll come this over. And they will promise them chairmanship of committees. That's what will happen. And there, when Abdogara is very influential in he's the speaker, he's going to play a role. He has loyalists.
Exactly.
But the committee chairman that you put now, they are loyal to him. Alright? He's going to play he's not like Sakila, he's going to be in the Senate. He might not go for the speakership, but he's going to be very influential. And BMI is not likely to support Femi at all. I mean, if the APC people are wise, they should just pay some money and involve some strategists and do the job and not just talk.
All right. You disagree with a lot of things that you said.
Yeah. I really did. You know, I think it's also unfair on the president of Femi Bajamiya what he said that the only reason a certain individual is actually pushing him was because not even mentioning Tinubu. It's okay to mention Tinubu. Yeah, Tinubu, everybody knows Tinubu supports Bajamiya. But he said it's for pecuniary reasons. That's the only reason why he's pushing for the candidacy of Femi to be the speaker. I think that is unfair on both Tinubu and Femi, and this is why. Do you believe that Femi is an experienced legislator to be the speaker? Do you believe so?
Let's just talk about the rules. The rules does not say. The rule does not say does not say that the most experienced will be the speaker. I know. I know. I know the rule. I'm asking you a question. Do you think because you said the only reason that they are pushing this candidacy was because of pecuniary reasons? I'm trying to tell you there is an alternative story to that. Femi is an experienced legislator, just like we mentioned on the case of Ahmed Lawan in the Senate. When you come to the House of Reps, how many years has Femi spent in the House? He is the most actually experienced legislator, and he is very intelligent, very educated, and also he knew how to he's not confrontational. When it comes to dealing with his colleagues who are in the opposition, don't forget he himself he's doing that now. He's actually doing that. See, when it comes to, he has been a minority leader for a long time, so he knew how to relate with the people, the other parties in the House.
Well, why so if that's the case, why did he lose that last time? If he
because not a good strategist.
Oh, come on. I can't put it.
Yeah. You see, the reason why he lost, and that is what he's trying to say, which is okay. He lost out because the other side, that's Dogara, actually had a better strategy. What was
you agree with him?
No, on the strategy I agree. But I remember my point of disagreement with him was on the rationale, the reason that people are pushing the candidacy of him. That's my reason of disagreeing with him.
Because you've been sitting out there, you've been disagreeing with both of them.
But strategy-wise, what Dogara did, in the 8th Assembly, what was the same thing with Saraki. Go to the opposition, offer a deal for them, they have some numbers. They are not in the majority, but they have a substantial number. Then get some of your allies in the ruling party, and then you form a majority. That's the strategy that works in the 8th Assembly. Yes, some people will also try to do same thing again. But what I'm saying, our APC have learned lessons.
They are lessons. The last time I need, because you seem to have disagreed with both of them. Bajabi Emile, what are his chances this time of getting it right this time? Getting it right. Or do you even think he's even suitable for it? Because
no, he's qualified. He's qualified.
Anybody's qualified.
He's qualified, and like he said, I agree with him. With regard to the fact that he's very experienced, he's very intelligent. But you see, those are not the only things that come to play when they want to choose a leader.
True.
Okay. Now, how has he been relating with his other colleagues? All right. And then don't forget. You see, I disagree, but I also agree. He made some points. There are people who don't like who is backing him. Okay? There are people who do they appreciate him, but the only reason they won't vote for him is because of who is back of him.
So
that doesn't mean the person is bad. I'm not saying that it doesn't mean that Bola Tinubu is a bad man. No, he's a strategist himself, he's good and everything, but there are people that don't like him. And so they're not going to vote for him because of that person. And so I also agree with him that I think that they should go out and campaign for themselves. Look, let me tell you something. Let me tell you why Baja may not emerge, even though he's a very good candidate. Recall when we were in school, if there's going to be an SCG election, and the news filters out that the school, the authorities, is backing a particular candidate, you know that candidate is going to lose.
Yes.
That's the reason why Baja may. There might be an upstage, and I tell you something. Even those front runners, those people you have in mind, there are people who are just cooling. They are not come out. Yeah. Don't be surprised. But like I said, the election is still going to be in June.
Yes.
Is that also? It's going to be in June. You'll be shocked that in May someone will just come out. Someone will just come out. They don't want to, bring up their hair so that they cut it out. They're just playing their games and they know that there are disagreements. Exactly.
There's still
and
so much
why Nigerians should not even go for this candidate. You heard about puppets and puppet masters. Alright? Having puppets, excuse me. Having puppet. No, you would not have said that the Senate president of Kenya Namani was a puppet. No, definitely not. No, Saraki is not a puppet. No. We don't want, if we have puppets in the 9th Assembly, we are doomed in our democracy. We are doomed. So God forbid that we have puppets and puppet masters existence in our democracy.
And I don't even think that anybody, at least those in the grassroots, would want anybody whose mind can be influenced.
And that is exactly the fear of a lot of Nigerians. It's not that they are not special people, especially Bajabi Amila. It's not that.
It's the powers that
control. I love Baja. I want to ask something. The speaker in the 8th Assembly actually thought he would be speaker. But something happened and
can I add something?
But what I think quickly is that much as we don't want confrontational National Assembly leaders, we also don't want people who cannot hold their own.
Sure.
We don't want someone who does anything goes. That's the
fear.
fear.
The presidency needs to be simple.
Let me ask something.
You get people they call lobbyists.
Let me ask something.
Finally.
Yeah. Is it not possible for someone who is well qualified, well experienced, that has the backing of some powerful individuals in the party, to also get there and be a man of his own?
Isn't it perfect world that works out? Because those people
who are backing, they are breathing down on the other people and saying, someone said, if you don't, you get out of the party. You get out of the party if you don't support
also, there are people that stood their grounds against people that have backed them before.
Yes, can you give an example?
So many examples. I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example. In my state, don't combo.
No, not at the federal level.
Look at Galinaba. Galinaba was chosen by the members of the House. And we saw how.
But Galinaba is one speaker that stood on his own.
Yes, he stood.
What happened to Emmanuel? One more cargo. They fell aside because they were poor, they were strong. Yes,
government, you can't compare with this. President Buhari doesn't do that.
If you have puppets You have puppets.
President Mohammed Buhari, if he wants to do that, he will not do that.
I agree. He cannot vote. President Buhari, with all his challenges, with all his failings or whatever, in this regard, for me, he has acted as a statesman.
He doesn't
In this regard, it is APC people who are just spoiling his name. I'm sure he doesn't mind who becomes the Senate president. He can work with anyone.
We need to end this conversation on that note. We would like to get your comments on the comment section of this video. We've had a feisty conversation. But really, the question is, do you think we could have a leader in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, who's good, who has a great relationship with the other members of the House, who has backing of powerful people, and who's independent enough to say, I'll do this, I'll do that? Is that even remotely possible? Give us your comments on the comment section of this video. Big thank you to you, Ali Abdullahi, for taking our time to talk to us. Anthony Doko, thank you so much. Tony Akamoda, thank you so much. You have given us a lot to chew on. My name is Gloria Oji Emodi, and you've been watching Roots TV Nigeria.